to connect you to Pastor Oleg, who is leading New Hope Eurasia. He is in Moldova as we speak. In fact, just this morning, he's already preached the morning services and the evening services at his church, but he's agreed to join us via Zoom. So I think right here, we're going to see Pastor Oleg. There he is. Give it up for Pastor Oleg, Church on the Move. Can we welcome him this morning?
Good to see you, Pastor.
So you preached this morning and this evening already.
Yes, and people are actually right now enjoying the turkey for the Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice. Nice. Pastor Oleg joined us last night as well for our 5 p.m. service, which for him meant that he was on doing the Zoom call at 2 a.m., so it's been a long weekend for him. But we wanted you to hear from him because the work that he and their ministry are doing is incredible. They're ministering to an unreached people group. They're ministering to the Gypsy people. And Pastor Oleg, would you just tell us a bit about that ministry and why you're so passionate about ministering to this group?
First of all, I'd like to say, Church on the Move, how I am so delighted and so honored to be able to speak to you, even if it's digital. But I look forward to one day be right there with you and just to get to meet you, most of you, as much as possible. I am in Eastern Europe right now, in the country of Moldova. This is a country sandwiched between Romania and Ukraine. And you've heard of Ukraine on the news. It's been quite a bit on the news. We're covering about 12 countries, all former Soviet countries. And it's a real blessing to be able to walk on this path. First of all, winning next generations for Jesus. Mm-hmm. This is our passion. That's what we exist for, is to be able to win these kids and youth for Christ. Especially because, why we're focused, because more than 75% of the people in the churches, they accepted Jesus probably up to their age of teenage years. Mm. And I am one of those kids as well. In 1980s, in the early 80s, I accepted Jesus as well at a very early age in a communist home. But accepting Christ for me meant rejection, beaten, thrown out of the house, shunned and bullied in the school by hundreds of kids, spit in the face, and rejected totally. But as much as they were rejecting me, the more passion and excitement was on my heart to reach and win my colleagues, my fellow brothers, my fellow colleagues for school, for Jesus. And this passion has been growing more and more. And to be able to see every year more of kids coming to know Christ. This is amazing to be able to see that happen. So, and then after that, to be able to see them discipled by local churches, this is really our excitement and joy.
Okay, so Oleg, you were telling us last night, and we've been talking about this before, the Gypsy people don't have a written language. Is that right?
Yes, actually, that's totally true. This is one of the most illiterate people group on the European continent. There are over 20 million people, mostly sandwiched in the Balkans. They have no written language. There are about 5 people groups and have no access to the Bible. There are not a lot of churches among them, very few Christians. And our heart is to be able to win them for Jesus with the local churches.
So how do you do that, Oleg? What's your strategy? You were showing us last night some of those flash drives. Talk a little bit about that.
So what we've been doing and working on it is been actually doing with weekly Bible translators. We've been working together on doing an audio Bible that will be on a micro SD that will go as a gift to them. So this is getting ready for Christmas. So they can push it in their little phone and hear the Gospel of Luke. At the moment, we have Gospel of Luke in audio and 10 parables of Jesus that were dramatized. We believe in drama. We love drama, so kids can hear the gospel in a way that is engaging them. And you know what? This is first time in 900 years that this people group will have at least a portion of the Bible in their hands.
Amazing, amazing. So, yeah, so cool, huh?
Pastor, this is really our excitement in our heart, is to be able to see these kids, first of all, impact their children. Because as much as we go to the kids, these kids from the Gypsy communities, let me just give you a little story, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
that story rocked my world. As part of these 60,000 kids and 40,000 that accept Jesus, and one of these kids was Ekaterina, and her sister was Margareta. These kids were part of the crowd, but they were dirty and, poor clothing, dark hair, but big and beautiful eyes and smiles on their faces. Definitely, they attracted, my eyes. They caught my attention. And I asked them, would you mind telling me more about who you are? And I discovered, it took me on a journey of discovery. It's a people group that I have never been able to really dig deeper and understand. I asked them, why are you here? They said, we were dropped at the orphanage because our dad killed our mom and 10 children. Wow. By the way, Gypsies, they have a lot of kids. And they were dispersed among many orphanages. And 2 of us were here at this camp and we're enjoying it. And I said, why your dad killed your mom? And they said to me, because she was trying to stop him from taking us to the wives' market and exchange us for livestock, exchange us for 10 goats, and we would become wives and slaves in somebody's home. I said, we've got to do something about it. And then I said, okay, but I hear a word that you're using so often called devlesi. Is this just a bad word? They say, no, this is a word that we use for our God. I said, devlesi, devil? They said, yes. How do you worship him? I say, we as Gypsies, we worship him by sorcery, palm reading, witchcraft, and he gives us power to do that. I was totally broken. I said, there's no light in this deep darkness. Yeah. We got to do something about this and make a difference. So I went to the churches in our network and I said, churches, let's get together and make it possible for these kids to hear the gospel, win these kids for Jesus and their families, and penetrate this society of the Gypsy communities, with the gospel. And Church on the Move, you are giving us this year a super boost in reaching these Gypsies for Jesus.
I love it.
Only together we can
love it.
give them.
Oleg, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.